One of the biggest fumbles of Jujutsu Kaisen was committed by a character whose importance to the story has been called into question time and time again. Hana Kurusu, or more specifically, Angel, is a reincarnated culling game player who joined Kenjaku's death tournament merely because she objected to the idea as a whole and wished to transcend time and put a stop to the blasphemy. As we already know, when it came time for Angel to shine and fulfill her role in the story, Hana completely fell to the temptation of love from the King of Curses inhabiting Fushiguro Megami's body, which resulted in her getting a huge bite taken out of her plans, losing an arm for good, mind you, and essentially being rendered mute from PTSD, having said next to nothing since embarrassing herself in front of everyone and God. She sits on the sidelines of Jujutsu Kaisen now. It must be reiterated though, Hana is not Angel, the entity that has existed since the Heian era and has made reputable strides in the past to stop those who commit evil and break the tenets of her god. What exactly is that god? And just how strong is this angel, transcending time to defeat the Fallen One and Kenjaku herself with next to no help? In this video, I want to dissect just how much of a handicap Hana Kurusu was to Angel's character and reveal certain secrets that have been left throughout the story to better understand Angel's power level, her curse technique, and what she was supposed to be before being, ruined by her vessel's lovesick fuck up. If you enjoy content like this, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget there's daily uploads on the second channel, link in description, and most importantly, thank you for watching. Angel's beginnings start in the Heian era. Her affiliation lies with the Abe clan, a prosperous and well-known family from that time period, who in the Jujutsu Kaisen world clearly was composed of high-level sorcerers. Although it appears their most notable contribution, besides the remnants of the Sugawara clan composed in their elite squad, was Angel specifically. Angel explains the death and battle aspect of the culling game does not interest her, detailing her plans to completely reject the idea of Kenjaku's game entirely by using her curse technique to revert any and all reincarnated players back to where they came, the afterlife. When invited by the brain, she obliged into becoming a cursed object and transcending time in hopes that she might not only stop his plans and those he takes with him, but most importantly, that Angel brings an end to her lifelong opposition, the Fallen One, aka Ryomen Sukuna, the King of Curses. To prove her earnest in these ideals, Angel is the only reincarnated player to actually coexist with their vessel, sharing a similar symbiotic relationship to Yuji and Sukuna, co-inhabiting the same body and not completely subduing the original consciousness. As it's revealed, once the incarnated personality overtakes the first one, that person will cease to exist, the ancient sorcerer outright killing the original vessel's sense of self after possession. Angel refers to this dismantling of the host body as a heretical breach of God's laws. Although, when pressed on the existence of such a god, Angel claims this is merely an easier way to verbalize her code of beliefs. Vague, but when considering the brutal violence this world endures every day, if Angel truly is a messenger of the Holy One, he's got a lot of explaining to do. The entity known as Angel is first introduced into the story by Lord Tengen, a person of interest capable of helping the cast unseal Satoru Gojo from the prison realm. She's able to accomplish this because of her ability that allows her to quote-unquote extinguish any and all curses. This includes cursed techniques and barriers, cursed objects like the prison realm, and especially cursed spirits. Angel also confirms her power could potentially split an incarnated spirit and a host body, although she's mostly sure that would result in the death of both beings. We will get into Jacob's ladder, Angel's technique, in just a bit, but for now, all you really need to know is that she represents the moral good of Jujutsu sorcery, designating her creed as the word of God. Despite claiming to have no evidence of one existing, Angel acts as a beacon of order that is willing to cooperate with the Jujutsu sorcerers standing against the culling game, not just because it helps her accomplish her own ideals, but because she truly feels a sense of belonging on the side of good. Angel is confident that stopping both the brain and the Fallen will absolve her of the sin she committed in order to get to this time. Angel's beef with Sukuna dates all the way back to the Heian period, the Fallen One being responsible for dismantling dismantling, no pun intended, the Abe clan that Angel affiliated herself with, as well as multiple other historical provinces throughout the country. For Sukuna's blasphemous deeds in the Heian era, a calamity like him shouldn't be allowed to wreak havoc freely in any time. At first, she allies herself with Megami and the cast because they offer to help her find and kill Sukuna in exchange for unsealing Satoru Gojo. Obviously, because of a series of unfortunate events, this fails to happen, but Angel still upholds her end of the bargain and hopes Gojo will be able to do the deed for her. Regardless of how the story portrays her character, Angel's main claim to fame, as well as the ultimate reason she was deemed important, stems from her curse technique, Jacob's Ladder. The innate technique nullifying and removing any curses from the area. This can be used in a small range, as seen when centered specifically on Prison Realm to unseal Gojo, but the area of effect can be extended to cover an entire cityscape if Angel deems this necessary. This larger range can be achieved from her maximum output, in which, combined with the summoning of a trumpet of light and an incantation chant, Angel can send her target to the fucking Shadow Realm, literally. Our only other instance of seeing Jacob's Ladder in action is bearing witness to the painful separation of two entities. Just as Angel theorized, the method of splitting apart two fused spirits is not only a brutal, potentially lethal process, it unfortunately does not always succeed. However, from what we can see, the technique clearly caused massive damage to the Fallen, something that does not go unnoticed. When using the full power of her curse technique, a beam of light rains down and oscillates from Angel. This immediately nullifies any offensive attacks in her immediate range, depicted when Nue's amplified lightning bolts are called to a halt by her entrance. When focusing on a single target, this ray of light, as if the holy sun itself is beaming from the clouds on its prey, obliterating all curses within its contact. This includes invading reincarnated sorcerers who became cursed objects to break the laws of natural life and extend their existence. Dancing cherubs with skulls for heads and halos surround the enemy, bringing even the king of curses to a deafening scream. Had Hana Kurusu not fallen for his trick, making her think that Fushiguro had been cured of the curse, the overwhelming damage would have resulted in the full elimination of Sukuna, outright tearing his cursed existence asunder. And with how little time the two souls spent entangled, it's possible Angel may have been able to save Megami from also perishing. Make no mistake, originating from the Heian era and being listed as an elite member of a high family's guard, Angel's cursed energy reserves are colossal and most likely higher than some of the modern sorcerers. Prison Realm is also stated to be a very advanced imprisonment technique, so Jacob's Ladder being able to open that against its will is also another strong feat. Growing in one of the bloodiest times for Jujutsu, the experience in not only combat, but strategy and politics allows Angel to be a worthy ally to the modern Jujutsu sorcerers. Also giving her the ability to see potential, it also bestows upon her the power to see potential in places the newer group may miss, such as the overwhelming power of Fumihiko Takaba's curse technique, or that Kenjaku would probably try to sabotage their attack on Sukuna if Gojo lost. It's a shame the vessel she chose isn't up to snuff, and Angel is too righteous to ever take complete control over Hana. If you want my opinion, I think she should have taken up residence inside of Yuji once Hana was taken out of commission. He could have helped her fulfill her want for Sukuna's head together, because the complete and total nullification of any curse in your immediate range is definitely a handy technique to carry around, and when used with Angel's trumpet of light and maximum output, it was enough to bring the king of curses to his knees. Although it seems, despite from being in an elite guard, she doesn't seem like much of a fighter, even probably taking much more of a backseat approach in the Heian period as well, using her curse technique and code of beliefs to guide the path of herself and those around her, stepping in when she felt evil was afoot, considering, she literally had the power to attack negative energy directly. However, even back then, not burdened by the weight of the greatest fumbler Hana, and with ancient sorcerer help, Jacob's Ladder still could not defeat Sukuna, as despite it having such a strong effect now and being shown to catch the fallen one off guard in a very critical way. If Angel's curse technique was simply a delete all threats button, I think we'd see her utilized in a little bit better of a capacity. As we know, with even some of the most OP abilities like Yuta's copy or Hikari's jackpot, they all come with conditions, and perhaps Angel's is similar. Anyway guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I sincerely appreciate you for doing that. Please leave me a like if you haven't already, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, feel free to check out the second channel down in the description for more daily uploads, and watch an end screen video if you want to continue your binge. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.